Hey Renee, what you got there? Is that a baritone?
No, Ivan, it's actually my euphonium.
Really? What's the difference?
Well, let me tell you, but first, let me give you some facts. First of all, the euphonium is a relatively new instrument compared to the other ones you see around the music school. It was first created in the mid-1800s. Much like the saxophone, the euphonium is not typically called for in an orchestral setting. You're more likely to see a euphonium in a military band rather than a symphony orchestra. Now let's take a look at the instrument itself. This is the euphonium. It's a brass instrument like a trumpet, tuba, trombone, French horn. Like them, it has a mouthpiece, goes into the lead pipe, and the lead pipe extends and expands to make the entire horn. And this one has 4 valves. The euphonium typically has 4 valves. The 3 main ones, and then the 4th one makes it a compensating euphonium, which means that it'll go into a low register and it'll help tune some of the other notes. This particular horn has this little knob right here, which is also like a tuner. It extends the horn a bit, but in general they all have the tuning slides, spit valves, your basic brass instrument necessities, and the bell, which is a key feature in the euphonium because it sticks straight outward, unlike the trumpet or trombone, which is in front of them. It's more like it's like a small tuba basically. Now let's take a look at a baritone. Sadly, I don't own one, so instead I'll just show you a picture of it. Okay. Now, just like the euphonium, it has a lead pipe which you can connect the mouthpiece to, and it extends and expands to create the entire horn. This particular baritone also has 3 valves, main valves, and a 4th one to make it compensating, but that's not always the case. They can go without the 4th valve. It has tuning slides, spit valves, and the bell that sticks straight upward, just like a euphonium. And you can see why they are mistaken for each other, because they look so similar. Despite the fact that they look similar, there is the one key difference that makes a euphonium different from a baritone. The baritone has cylindrical tubing, meaning the bore of the instrument stays pretty much the same throughout. As you can see, the lead pipe stays just about the same size and continues on throughout the entire horn until it reaches a certain point and it starts to expand a little bit and just kind of gets bigger until it reaches the bell, in which case it really expands. To help visualize this about this tube, you can imagine this, being the lead pipe, and then it just kind of it goes throughout the entire horn and twisting and turning, and then it just makes the bell. The euphonium, on the other hand, has conical tubing, which is why I brought my little cone to help visualize it. Imagine this is the lead pipe. It just kind of progressively gets bigger until it reaches the bell, which is what this thing does. You see the lead pipe starts off small, and then throughout the entire horn, it's really hard to tell, but you just trust me on this. It gets bigger and just continues on, and then it reaches, that point, goes around, gets bigger and bigger and bigger until it reaches the bell. This difference in tubing leads to a very important characteristic difference between the baritone and the euphonium. It gives them a different sound from each other. Now let's listen to a baritone solo called Nothing Else Matters. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Renee, that sounds like a trombone. Well, you're wrong. That's a baritone. Now let's listen to a euphonium solo by David Childs, Carnival of Venice. The euphonium has a more round sound if you think about it. It's more bouncy than the baritone. In summary, the euphonium and baritone are not the same instrument. They may look alike, but they have a different sound. Well, thanks for watching my video. I hope you now know the difference between a baritone and a euphonium.